Hello, Brick Sculptors, and welcome to Brick Sculpt. This is Chris, and it is time for the long-awaited Summer Challenge. That's right, I do believe this will be the best challenge we've had thus far. We've been doing some smaller challenges. They've been a lot of fun, but it's time to bring back a big one here, and I'm ready for this. It's time for the Summer Challenge. So here we go. Our theme for the Summer Challenge will be Other Worlds. That's right, you know my channel, you know that I often do Lego City stuff, realistic stuff, and that's kind of my whole gig. Well, I get a ton of requests to do sci-fi, to do themes, all kinds of things, and it usually isn't what I'm into. But I figured we need to mix it up a little bit. We need to do something a little more exciting for this challenge as opposed to just doing seasons. So we are doing an entire summer of space-themed otherworldly things, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Already excited. I've actually already started on my builds, and I haven't even launched the challenge yet. All right, so what are our themes? First one is going to be a realistic landscape. Now, when I say realistic landscape, of course, we're talking space, we're talking other worlds. We don't know what everything looks like. We're going to do our best to depict a different planet of some kind. Earth is not allowed in this challenge. It has to be another planet, visited or unvisited. You can definitely pick somewhere that is unvisited by humans and do a depiction based on the knowledge that we have, or you can do somewhere that has been visited, but basically a realistic landscape is what we're looking for. This build should be no bigger than 32 by 32, or a standard base plate size. So keep it within that size and we'll be okay. All right, next category is going to be very similar, but it's going to be outside the box landscape. So same thing, we're going to stick to 32 by 32. Of course, these can be smaller. This is a maximum size. But 32 by 32, these are supposed to be minifig scale as well. But the outside the box landscape, we want to create something really unique and really different. Now, one thing I'm doing different in this challenge, we're not going to allow themes. So I don't want to see somebody take a Star Wars build that they built 3 years ago and submit it as an entry. No themes. This has to be stuff you pull out of your head. So 100% completely creative, something that your brain came up with. No Star Wars, no existing Lego themes. It has to be a completely unique idea to you. Now, of course, with realistic, you can use things that are realistic to Lego, like Lego space figures, but no outside the box themes. So we're going to keep it to unique, original ideas, okay? The next one we're going to do is a micro landscape. Now, for micro builds, we generally stick to a size of 8 by 8. For this one, we're going to allow it a little bigger. And when I say bigger, I mean a bigger footprint, but not bigger scale. In the past, I've had people submit micro builds and just make a small size build that's minifig scale. No, the idea of micro build is to be ultra small scale. So we're going to allow up to a 16 by 16, which is a quarter of one of those previous base plates. You can do 8 by 8. You can do smaller than this. But I'm going to give you a little bit more room to work with. Since we're doing kind of larger landscapes, this could be pretty cool to do a micro scale Mars, or these can be outside the box as well. These don't have to be something that we're familiar with, but we can have a little more space to work with. Just make sure we keep the scale nice and small. All right, these next ones are probably going to get you guys pretty excited here because I get a lot of people who are interested in this stuff. The next category is going to be Spacecraft. This can be realistic or outside the box. Again, no themes. None of these categories we're going to use themes. So no Star Wars, no Dune, no nothing that we would see in movies or TV shows or games or video games. It's all got to be original to your brain, but we're going to do Spacecraft. So realistic or your own weird creations. We're going to allow the size for that to be, now because it's a Spacecraft, it's not going to fit on a base plate typically. No wider than 32 studs, no longer than 48. And my big rule is it has to be photographable. So if it's absolutely massive to the point where you can't photograph it to get it into a PowerPoint slide easily, that ain't going to work. So 32 width, 48 length, or vice versa. If you have a short and wide spacecraft, that's cool too. But let's keep it within those confines, or as close to that as we can do, just so that we can see these nicely in a PowerPoint presentation. And then the next category, we're going to do another micro category, but we're going to do micro spacecraft. Now this is going to be a little different because it's a micro spacecraft fleet. For size, we're going to allow 16 by 16 also. And I want a minimum of 3 spacecraft, a maximum of 6. And this is something new I've never done in one of these challenges. I'm actually going to show you my build right now because I got so excited about this challenge. I decided to build one of these last night and I thought, let's do a micro fleet. The reason I want to do this is proof that you don't need a lot of time for these challenges. Yes, some of these builds, these big 32 by 32s are going to take some time. I am giving you guys a month and a half this time. We're ending at the end of July. We'll talk about that again here at the end, but I sat down for an hour and built a beautiful little micro fleet here. And honestly, this is one of the most fun things I've built recently. Got a couple little assisting craft here, and then kind of our mothership in the middle. Whoops, that one crashed. A lot of fun, easy to do. Anybody can participate, and that's the whole point of these challenges. I don't want to make these things so big and difficult that only some people can take part. Anybody with any size Lego collection can do something small like this, and it shouldn't take months to do it. This is pretty simple stuff for the most part. So that's my little fleet there. I already have one build down, and for this challenge, I'm going to allow you guys to enter all the categories you want. Obviously, there's age restrictions on the juniors categories, but we have 5 adult categories: realistic landscape, outside the box landscape, micro landscape, spacecraft, and micro spacecraft fleet. You can do all 5 of those. If you're a junior, you can do even more. But no restrictions on how many you do, other than the age restrictions. So have some fun with this. Make some stuff. We got a whole month and a half, and I know you guys love making space-themed stuff. At least a lot of you do, because I see them all the time in our challenges. So that is going to be the last category for the adult categories, and then we have 2 juniors categories. Just like last time, I broke the juniors up into age groups to make it a little more fair. We have juniors under 11. Juniors can do any one of these categories and submit as a juniors build. And then I have juniors 11 to 14. Same thing, any category, just submit as a juniors build. If you are submitting as a junior or on behalf of a junior, just make sure you give me the age of the child who made the build so I can list that with the build to give a little credit to them based on their age. All right, as for rules, let's talk rules. So, as usual, studio builds are allowed. Real builds are allowed. I don't want to limit this. I want to allow as many people as possible to take part in these challenges. So we do allow for studio. I know some people have budget restraints, some people have space restraints. I totally get that. So studio builds are always allowed. Personally, just in my own opinion, I weigh a little heavier on physical builds because I like physical builds, but nothing wrong with a good studio build. Typically in these challenges, I do restrictions on color and alt bricks. We're not doing that in this one. Because this challenge is going to be some more kind of wild stuff, I want you guys to go crazy with the colors. So no restrictions on colors other than it has to be an official Lego color at one point. It can be retired. And it does have to be an official Lego mold. So for physical builders who are making real models, you can use alt bricks as long as they are a legitimate Lego color and a legitimate Lego mold. For studio builders, it doesn't have to be a piece Lego's ever made. You can recolor pieces. That's totally fine in this challenge. I am going to have one rule though: no effects, no lights, no smoke, nothing like that to dress up your build. I just need images or renders if it's a studio build. As I mentioned before, you can enter as many categories as you want. Obviously, there's age restrictions on some. If you are submitting a build, you can submit it to the Discord server listed below, or send it to my email, bricksculpt.chris@gmail.com. If you are submitting, you are welcome to send me pictures. If you're picky with how your PowerPoint slide turns out, you can make your own PowerPoint slide, and I'll just post that. If you do leave it up to me, it's up to me. So if you're not happy with your PowerPoint slide, I'm sorry. I have a lot of them to make, so they don't always come out perfect, but I'll try my very best. But yes, you're always welcome to make your own PowerPoint slide if you don't want to roll the dice on me doing a good job on it. All right, submissions are due July 31st at midnight Central Standard Time. I will be giving several reminders before then, and we will be showing some stuff related to this challenge between now and then. So have fun, get started on these builds. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. You always make such cool stuff, and I learn so much from these challenges. Really, one of my favorite parts of this channel is doing all these challenges. So, and I think you guys seem to enjoy it too. So thank you guys. I hope you guys like this video. If you like this kind of video, please like and subscribe and do more just like this in the future. That's all I have for this time, and we will see you next time.